Yeah, stop recording. Why not? Alright, so tonight we're going to be using a user's deck list that we got the other night that we would have started testing, but we had some issues with all of Mana Traders not being active for some reason. So this list is a zombies base list that is primarily blue-black. Has a little bit of white for Title Scholar and Unburial Rites. And then it then plays like a zombies game of Cryptbreaker and Gravecrawler. Has some Inquisitions, Fatal Pushes, Dismembers for early disruption, some Relentless Deads for grindier matchups, Title Scholars to disrupt whatever the opponent's doing, Diagraph Captain as our Lord of Choice. This particular Lord has Death Touch, and whenever another zombie dies, they lose 1 life. And then Geralf's Messenger, send a message to our opponent. And Death Baron, another Lord that gives your other zombies Death Touch. Dismembers as a removal, Gisa and Geralf as a 1-of pseudo allows you to buy back zombies from the graveyard. Kalidas just synergizes well with zombies, gives you a creature that can help in grindier matchups, help against graveyard-based decks, help gain some life against burn. And then in the main deck, the only Unburial Rites target is Elesh Norn, which is good against decks like Affinity, Elves, really any Collected Company decks for the most part, like Merfolk, etc. Usually land this, even if they answer it right away, it's usually a board wipe. And with all the other creatures that they really kind of have to answer, there's a good chance Elesh Norn may not be easy to answer. Sideboard is kind of a two-for-all, with 1 additional Unburial Rites target in Iona for decks like Burn, Ad Nauseam, Scape Shift, etc., where you have a lot of need to shut down a particular color. Nihil Spell Bombs against anything graveyard-based. Dredge, Grows Vengeance, possibly Death Shadow, etc. Stony Silence, Affinity, Tron, Lantern. Path Exile, where you need removal against bigger threats or just additional removal. Unified Will, wherever you need counter spells like control decks, sometimes mid-range decks, and combo decks. Atros, kind of a little bit of a special thing, those who haven't seen Atros. Basically, it's your anti-board wipe, anti-sweeper protection. Basically, whenever a creature dies, your opponent has to pay 3 life, and if they don't, creature returns to your hand. Lilion, the Last Hope, is synergizes well with zombies. Good for grinding matchups, good against small creature decks, so fairly good in conclusion. And Collective Brutality as another hedge against things like spell-based combo, control, and burn, which I'm presuming burn is not a great matchup, so something to note. Alright. So that is saying I'm online, however, looking on Twitch. Okay, finally appearing on Twitch. It's like, no wonder why there's a countdown with some of these. So, it's the final countdown. This was the main deck list was given to us by a regular to the channel, Rether for short, and sideboard we kind of came up with together the other day before Mana Traders decided to not be cooperative. So, going to run it through a friendly league, see what happens. People with a 5-0s already. Like, jeez, come on, people. So, kind of interesting. There's only 3 weeks before there's a potential ban announcement. Just the way this particular thing works. So, view the deck. So, not sure how this is going to play out. Should be interesting to give it a go here. So, bit of a tribal deck. We haven't played too many tribal decks in our various modern playings. I mean, we played zombies in standard. It was fine. I mean, it was one of the top decks for a while, and people kind of got sick of it because it was rather straightforward, and yeah, people don't always like straightforward decks, even when they are pretty good. So, one of the vulnerabilities of zombies is multiple sweepers, and in modern, should be interesting to see where the deck fits in the format, because you know, it's not as fast as something like Affinity or Burn, but it has more disruption, so I'm not sure how this is going to fare. This feels like something along the lines of like the speed of Death and Taxes or something along those lines, so hopefully we have enough disruption to back that up. I mean, what was our like fastest kill be? Not really sure. Magic Online. Look. So, alright, we have Fatal Push, Inquisition, Crypt Breaker, Gravecrawler. I guess we'll keep this hand. No reason not to. I mean, this hand is a bit risky if we don't draw lands, so. Alright, Forest, pass. Our Gifts Ungiven. Go ahead and Inquisition our opponent. Oh, Ponza right off the bat, huh? Beast Within. Blood Moon, Stone Rain. I guess we take Stone Rain. Maybe we'll take Blood Moon next turn, depending on what our opponent's yeah, so we're not drawing a land, which is a problem against Ponza. Probably go ahead and take Blood Moon here. So, opponent is definitely an interesting build of Ponza. But if they hit a red source here, or even another land, yeah, we're screwed. Yep. And 1, 2, 2. So I have 7 cards. I guess we can hold off one more turn. I don't want to show our opponent what we're on if we can avoid it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and scoop right now. I don't want to show our opponent what we're doing. So, Ponza. Ponza. Cards are good. What cards are bad against Ponza? Well, Elish Norn is kind of garbage. Iona, however, is pretty decent. Unified Will, probably interested in that. Probably interested in Pass over these Fatal Pushes. Well, no, we probably want some number of Fatal Push. What other cards are not? Kalidas isn't great. So all our opponent saw was Swamp, Inquisition. So little pushes aren't great. I mean, they're fine against some of their hands, but Stony Silence, Brutality, Liana the Veil, Atros. I think we'll try it like this. Definitely got punished for that particular one land keep. It's like the one deck in the format that can punish you. This hand isn't great, but I think we keep it. Having the Iona in hand is really kind of annoying. So I guess we leave it on Concealed Courtyard, Gravecrawler. Pass. Hope they don't have a 1-mana accelerant, which they probably do. Yep, birds, sure. So I'll play out the fetch land, which will allow us to Unify Will here, depending on what they try to drop. Hoping they go right for a Blood Moon here. Sure. Yep, opponent does not disappoint. Spell if you control more creatures than your opponent. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a punt. So, in that awkward spot where... Yeah, this is why I hate Ponza. It's highly unlikely we're winning this game now. So... Yep, not interested in playing this game anymore. Alright, now that we've gotten the Ponzetta Bowl out of the way, well, that kind of... A little bit of a pun on my part. Keeping the one lander and then hoping that Unified Will would stop, forgetting that Unified Will doesn't do anything when you only have one creature in play and your opponent only has one creature in play. Alright. Good to know. Ironically, I think that's the second time we've played against Ponza in the last couple of leagues. To look to see if it was the same player. Alright, so once again, we have a one-lander. I think we have to mulligan this hand. We will join them in mulliganing as well. I mean, this hand's fine. It's not fantastic. No, I'm not interested in that. Island go. Well. Alright, so I'm going to lead on Marsh Flats. Pass. This will allow us to get Godless Shrine on end step. So, Godless Shrine tapped. So which one do we lead on here? Suspect we want to lead on Scholar, since it's most likely to die or get countered. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, so we're up against some type of blue-white control deck, it looks like. Sure. Nope. Crypt Breaker. So, play out Relentless Dead. Spell Queller. Alright. Play out Crypt Breaker here, and pass. Opponent's resources are going to be taxed a little bit. Here comes the Queller. Oh, we're up against blue-white spirits. Well, I guess this is a good opportunity to resolve Kalitas. Hope they don't have another path. Or like Snapcaster Path or anything dumb like that. Alright, drop us to 11. See what our opponent chooses to do here. Another Snapcaster, jeez. Alright. Yep. Yes. So, I think we play another Kalitas here. Hopefully our opponent's last card's a blank. Seriously? Okay. 3-path exile. Kind of tough to beat that. Alright. Well, let's lead off with Scholar here. See what our opponent's last card is. It's a land. Alright, so... pass to our opponent here. So we're taking 4. So what is our best draw here? Okay, Mausoleum Wonder, sure. Crypt Breaker. 4, 5, 6. Alright. So we're up against spirits, which is annoying. These things are moving along, I guess. Alright, we probably want pass. Probably want brutalities. Probably want Lilianas. So what cards? Gisa and Geralf just seem sluggish. Death Baron doesn't feel well. Yeah. Cards do we want? What cards do we not want? Probably board out the Death Barons for now. Maybe board out like one Scholar because they have no. Yeah. Board out one Scholar. And then pass pushes, Grave Crawlers, Inquisitions. Like one Relentless Dead. Relentless Deads aren't the greatest in this matchup because the removal is pretty much path. Guess I'd like to play first. Yeah, hand seems fun. Get to go Gravecrawler into Scholar. With some disruption backup. Alright, Godless Shrine. Yes. Gravecrawler. Pass. Alright. What are they trying to do? Hold up path here? Alright, well, we will start with Kingdom's Gravecrawler. I think we'll just pass. If they want to path, they can path. So what do I get here? Get a. Well, obviously, it's going to be a black source, but which one do I get? I think another. Yes, Watergrave. Liliana, the Last Hope. Continue disrupting our opponent. Play out a Tide Hollow Scholar. See if they have like Path to Exile or something. Alright, Spell Queller, Path, Selfless Spirit, and Favorable Winds. So, I think the card we care about most here is Path to Exile, which they were obviously representing. So, I'll take the Path, leave them with Haunt and Ghost Quarter. So, Ghost Quarter is important to note. Alright, well, let's go ahead and attack in. They want to ahead and really want to try to do this. Sure. And then we'll cast which member? Dismember. Alright. That. One. Black. Sure. Go ahead and fatal push that. It's going to take 4 here. Play out our that. So their hand is 3 of the 4 we know. Okay. You're gonna play out or Mausoleum Wonder. Okay. As great as gifts. Okay, so their hand is Selfless Spirit, Moorland Haunt. The biggest problem is we don't have access to another white mana, so and technically their Mausoleum Wonder could counter most of what's going on. So drop them to 6. Alright, so they can start getting spirits, which is annoying. Alright, sure. Alright, so presumably we get we just go for a value gifts, or do we get something that can just go for the combo? I think we'll just go for that and burial rites. Done. And pass. Alright. There's Moorland Haunt, sure. How does our opponent deal with this situation? Alright, knock Liliana to 1, sure. And collective brutality, huh? So I guess we'll go ahead and escalate with 2 modes here. -2, -2. And opponent reveals their hand, or are we doing for drain? Alright, black, black. Discarding another Gifts Ungiven. Okay, Spell Snare is kind of an annoying one. Then, okay, undo. Okay, activate that. Sure. I still haven't Ghost Quartered us. Interesting. Alright. So I can only presume they have some type of counterspell now. Grindy, grindy, grindy. It's a bit risky, isn't it? How does this work? Okay, X, do turn X from your battlefield. Alright, there goes Liana. And alright, so one of these gets through, they're pretty much dead. Drell's Messenger was definitely a pretty good draw here. All right. Sure. See if you have another counter spell. Looks like you had a remand. Okay. Does make a little bit of sense about how you played then. Relic. It's kind of annoying. Okay. So they wisely brought in Relic of Progenitus, which is interesting. Alright. What gets in for 3 here? Alright, so what's our opponent most likely to have? No reason to not attack with everything here. Sure, they get Path to Exile back, but Path to Exile is not particularly relevant. Alright, well, we got that game. Cool. So our opponent has Relic of Progenitus, which was an interesting inclusion. So does that make me want to get rid of the Unburial Rites package? Particularly since they've shown us Remand, Mana Leak, Spell Queller. So what would I bring in if I got rid of that? Relentless Deads, Scholar, and Death Barons? So they want to go so counter heavy? Yeah. Backseat modern driver. uh, Specifically because they've shown us Relic and they have so many counter spells. I don't think on the draw we want the Gifts Ungiven package. It's really 8 mana to do nothing against that many counter spells. I mean, this hand's fine. It's not great. Oh, they have Serum Visions too. Interesting. Balsam. No, they did not have Lingering Souls. They don't have the right colors. It's a It's a version of a deck of... They don't. They're straight blue-white. They are straight blue-white. The Ghost Quarter and the Moral and Haunt are the giveaway for that. I've actually played against one of the people that is a huge proponent of that deck is a guy that I used to lose to a lot named Hiro Sukai. And he's had been up until this last round of leagues was like one of the best performers of have been one of the best performers in the leagues in the friendly leagues. So have some familiarity with the archetype, although I haven't seen it a ton recently. I think I lead on Sculler here while they're kind of tapped out. Queller, Chains, Captain. Well then. Okay. Well. That's a hand. What did they do with their Serum Visions? Bottom. Okay, so they have no idea what's coming up. I guess I take one of the chains and hope to pop the second with Liliana. Yeah, I know they have no mana, but still. What's up, brother? The question is, do I attack with Sculler to try to draw it out, or huh? Yeah, and then they're just going to use it to crew freaking copter, which is annoying. It's possible I should have just... No, because then it would just get eaten by the copter. So... Which I was fully well aware was going to happen. So they pitched a Selfless Spirit, which that leads me to believe they still don't have white mana. So I think I'm going to finish off the... Yeah, the Lord would have forced the trade here, but I was more interested in them exposing their rattle chains. So if they haven't hit white mana in 2 draw steps, we might have a chance here. Yep, they're going to hit Lily here for 2. Sure. So play this pre-combat. It's possible they have like a remand or something here. Nope. Okay. We shall hold up Dismember. And if they choose not to do that, we'll cast a Crypt Breaker. I think that might be about game, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, the sideboarded lilies that we added. So our opponent's really up a chit crick now. So what is this, Path? Wow. Okay. Well, duh, that's what Gifts Ungiven on Burial Rites does. I don't have Unburial Rites in the deck right now because they showed us Relic last game. But I have had it. It's in the main deck. They showed us Relics and Remands. Ha ha ha. Gifts Ungiven is implied when you have Unburial Rites, smart Alec. It's always fun when your friends troll you. Hey. Well, embarrassingly poor against Ponza, but it's not Gifts Storm, it's just Storm. Yeah, well, game one, I kept a one-lander with, like, Double Inquisition, Fatal Push, Crypt Breaker, Gravecrawler, and thanks. And, got my only land blown up, and then game two, I screwed up and forgot the one drawback of Unified Will, which was when you both have one creature, Unified Will counters nothing, so I got Blood Mooned. So, yay fun. And it was someone who really liked their Ponza deck because they had the special Blood Moon version from whatchamacallit, not the expeditions, the why does this always fight me with these updates? So our opponent kept 7. We have Dismember and a 3-drop. This does feel... think on the draw, I'm inclined to keep this hand, but it is risky. Basic Swamp pass. So, why is my mind screaming pox on Basic Swamp pass? Nope. Never mind. Well, good game, well played. Hmm. Why would I lead on Swamp? Because Swamp conceals the most information. And I have none of my... If it is Living End, which obviously it seems like it is, they're having a very poor start. Because I don't know any Living End deck that plays double Swamp. And to answer your... I mean, they're definitely Living End, but it's like they have a very poor start. Not that we can capitalize on it with this draw. Yeah. Well. I mean, Violent Outburst is still a possibility here. Alright, so... Inquisition would be nice. Instead we have Urborg. Okay. Doo-doo. Yeah, we're pretty boned in this game. Seriously? Okay. Why would you wait till the beginning of combat phase? Okay. Well, technically it does, but it's in addition to their other types. And... opponent has 1,000... Who needs 2 more mana? No, they have all the mana they need here. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that game. Alright, so Living End. Elish Norn. Kalita style. Ha. Unfortunately, no. My brother is not in here. Gisa and Geralf. That wouldn't have been enough to get us out of this mess. So the biggest problem is they're going to have... Yeah, it's a start. Unfortunately, when they're putting like 24 power into play, it doesn't really matter much. So, yes. Iron Man knows my brother. Most local players do to a certain extent. I guess we went path, but for what? Sculler is kind of a card. Oh wait, if I dump Iona into the graveyard, that could just get... But they have stupid Fairy Macabre. Alright, well, let's try it like this. Definitely getting a wide range of... Seriously, deck? Seriously? Yeah. Yep, want a second land on top. Do 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 do. See what kind of nonsense you're working with here. Oh, delightful. So... Architects, Beast, Horror of the Broken Lands, Living End. Granted, that is a risky keep on our opponent's part. I mean, they do get a lot of cyclers, and we don't have the fastest clock in the world. Of course, they would hit their flipping land drop. Alright, well... See if they want to Beast Within to get their Beast Within. Looks like the answer is yes. No, actually, I think we let... course we hit another freaking Urborg. So, Living End. Seems like they've streamlined Urborg. So that's a positive at least. Alright, well, it's a card. Fulminator Mage? Nope, Demonic Dread. Wonderful. And they get to stack the top of our deck, so we're really kind of screwed. Yeah, unsurprisingly. 3, 7, 10. So a Living End list with Hollow One in it is interesting. Hmm. Dismember. So we can deal them 5, but we can't kill them. And we're taking lethal regardless. 3. Well, generally speaking, tribal decks versus living end doesn't usually end well for the tribal decks. And, I mean, obviously, can build the sideboard a little bit differently. Like, if you want to beat living end, you can beat living end, but we were just trying out the kind of mid-rangey, like catch-all sideboard. So, I mean, Ponza we might have been able to beat with better draws. Living in is just generally terrible for mid-range tribal decks. I mean, the only decks that I think can really punish living end are Burn, obviously, and Affinity might be fast enough, but even Affinity is a bit sketch. Honestly, hard to say. I would suspect it's good against other mid-range and control decks, and it's fine against normal combo decks, but some of the corner case stuff is... yeah, we'll keep us in. Well, Living End's going to be bad no matter how you stack it up, so... Lead on Crypt Breaker, force them to have an answer. This is probably the closest we get to freaking Deathrite Shaman in this format. Okay, well, nice to see our opponent is going to cooperate and just play something dumb. I think this, if this is just straight up mono white or Eldrazi and taxes, we might just be able to... Oh, they're stuck on one land too. Huh. Value. Your Garuk deck would need some severe retooling for Modern. So my question is how do I want to play this, how do I want to play this? Do I want to try to grind them out, or do I just want to try to go aggro and kill them before, so, I think I go ahead and cast this Gravecrawler, activate this. No, I don't want to do that. I want to activate this. Pitching, Pluto Delta. Pass. Hmm. What are you hoping to drop here? Tide Holoskuller. Okay. So we are up against Eldrazian taxes. Go ahead, take whatever card you want. I'm probably guessing you're taking Mon Capitan. Yep, unsurprising. Alright, play that out. Attack in with those. No. Right, how do we want to do this? Attack in with. Alright. So activate this. Discard Gravecrawler. Play Relentless Dead. Attack with these two. Start pressuring our opponent. Blade Splicer would be moderately annoying here. No attacks, no blocks. Okay. No. Alright, come on, Mr. Mouse, cooperate. There we go. 2, 3. Alright, draw another card. Get another Urborg. Get another Crypt Breaker. So bring back this. Alright, talk to you later. So 1, 2, 3. Blade Splicer is the card we're most worried about here, but even that, how much do I care? 2, 3, 4. Yep, unsurprisingly, Blade Splicer. Or Flicker Wisp, possibly. Ooh, Strangler. Even worse. Did they kill... Why didn't they kill Crypt Breaker here? That makes absolutely little sense. Hmm? What is going on? Alright. Cast Crypt Breaker. Activate this. No. This ability. Get rid of... Come on. What is going on here? Severe laggage. Discarding another copy of Urborg. See what our opponent decides to do here. Still keeping it on 3. Guess I technically did punt. I could have gotten Unburial Rites in the graveyard here. Fatal Push. Fatal Push. Alright, so time to start pushing damage and get this game done with. Doop, doop, doop. And yeah, I'll attack with these guys. Alright, what you got this time? Eldrazi Displacer. Nice card. Go and get a Swamperino. Kill that. And may as well pass here. Thraben Inspector, great card. This Restoration Angel, or Thought Not. Oh. Yep. Alright. Opponent scoops it up. So, results-based would say we need Stony Silence, because the only reason they were in that game was Ether Vial. However, unless we specifically see like Smuggler's Copter, I don't think it's worth it. So I probably want Paths and that might be it. Pass and maybe Liliana's, because Liliana does kill quite a bit of their nonsense. Question is, what are we taking out in this matchup? It's possible we want to take out the Gifts Ungiven because they saw on Burial Rites last game. And the fact that they're probably already bringing in Graveyard Hate because of zombies as it is. So maybe I'm taking out the... And maybe one last Gifts for Collective Brutality. Alright, yeah, this hand seems pretty functional against whatever they're doing. Yeah, it's not great, but it's keepable at least. Turn 1 Ether Vial again? Nope. Okay. Alright, so... play out Gravecrawler. Next turn we can Inquisition push, depending on what they've got. Yeah, if they go like Sculler here, that's going to be annoying. Nope, Ether Vial. Alright. Nothing like just drawing Ether Vial. Go and Inquisition them. Thalia, Path to Exile, and Flicker Wisp. Well, Thalia can just die. So I think I take Path here? So that's what they're working with. Flicker Wisp goes up to 1. Comes Ghost Quarter. Yep, there's Thalia. So we draw Path to Exile. Gonna get the Thalia out of there. Thalia. Yeah, Flicker Wisp and Thunk Nut. Alright, well, here comes... guessing here comes not Thunk. Wow. Okay. So they want to be able to Flicker Wisp in response to a removal spell, I guess? That is little ballsy. Play out a Lily the Last Hoop. And go ahead and pass. Comes Flicker Wisp. No, actually, they screwed up the timing of their Flicker Wisp there. Sure. Guess that means you get to kill Liliana here. Sure. Death Baron comes back. So it drops to 9. Attack with just Gravecrawler here. What's up, Hida Chief? Locked in a life or death struggle with Eldrazi taxes here. Alright. Alright. Opponent gets the Thunk Nut us, get absolutely nothing. Alright. And how you doing today, Haida? Oh yeah, sure. See how our opponent chooses to block. Comes back. You go to 4. And recast some Gravecrawlers. And pass. And scoopage. Woohoo! 2 and 2. One more match. Alright, we're on the play for the 5th match. Alright, so... Yep, we're keeping this hand. We're up against the fearsome Ninja Monkey. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Crypt Breaker. Pass. Tron. Alrighty, well, looks like we're up against Eldrazi Tron at the least, so we at least have some small amount of hope. Hopefully our opponent... Oh, we're up against Blue Tron. Interesting. Mindslaver and Romando. Mine. Mono Blue Tron. Opponent probably lead on island here. Oh, power plant. Kalidas, not really what we're looking for here. See what our opponent has here. Okay, island pass. Okay, draw dismember. Which member? Dismember. Play out a grave crawler. Pass. Thirst for knowledge is a little scary. And opponent is still deciding their discard. So Mindslaver will not be fast enough, so they have to come up with something else. Lots of thinking going on over there. So, have a thirst for knowledge. Yeah, we're 2-2. We outground Eldrazi in taxes, which is what I suspected would happen. Just from the nature of the deck, I expect that. So they got rid of Condescend and Remand. Okay. See what they decide to do here. This a Thunk Nut? Sure looks like a Thunk Nut. Walking Ballista on 2. Well, that's not nice. So they'll probably shoot Captain here. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Well, see what you got, opponent. This would be the one matchup where it'd be nice to have Iona on the main board compared to some of the other ones we've had. Yeah. Expedition map, sure. I think we still might be in a fine place. I'm not sure what they could play for 4 mana that I'm supposed to care about here. I guess their best thing would be Condescend. Not repeal, I mean. There's not a blessed thing we can do about that if that's what they've got. Nope, that's game. Alright. Not sure what they were trying to represent there. Alrighty then. So, Tron and all things Tron. We want Stony Silences. Brutalities, probably. Unified Wills, most likely. Get the Elishnorn out of there. Get the Iona in here. Get these Fatal Push nonsense out of here. Get these Dismembers out of here. Get the Paths in. And I think Kalidas out. And I'm guessing Gisa and Garal for a little slow for the matchup. Some consideration to Liliana, but I don't think that's a game I want to be playing. At least not on the draw. It's possible. Well, no, I don't want Spell Bombs because that's a huge nombo with Stony Silence. Don't attack this turn. Really? Wrong Lily for this match. Agreed. But I don't think Lily of the Veil, I think, synergizes less with what the deck's trying to do. It fits with the Unburial Rites package portion, but I don't think my opponent trying a Jedi mind trick on me. I'm not gonna let them untap and freaking Mindslaver lock me, thanks. I like it too. What do you mean I'm running? This is your deck. I just suggested the card because I thought it fit the strategy. Awkward. Yeah, I'm keeping this hand all day, every day, but still. Well, yeah. I guess I lead on Crawler. What could they play on two that I would care about? Chalice, potentially? How much do I care about Chalice on one? No, the only thing that sucks is the color. Like, I don't have a Hallowed Fountain to go fetch. So, is this a Dismember? Really? Oh, God. I love Magic sometimes. Uh, why did I just cast that Grave Color into the Remand? Oh well. Eh. I completely missequenced this turn. Remand? Oh, Condescend. Yep. I should have, I should have Inquisition first. Oh well. I was so ecstatic I screwed up that turn. I should have been able to resolve Inquisition, get their Condescend, and then, yeah. Alright, deep breaths. Sad part is, if we hit a land next turn, I'm not really sure there's much they can do. So they bottom, that's a good thing. Okay, Toronto's scary. What is this? Snapcaster Dismember? Oh dear. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a thing. Alright, well, we drew a third land, which is positive. So, cast with two modes. Target opponent. Yes. Yes. That and that. Get rid of Path to Exile. See what kind of nonsense your hand is. Well, I'm hoping we don't go to a game 3. But I mean, anything they draw, they can cast. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's bad. That's very, very bad. What do they go and get, though? Yeah, that's the promo version of it, I believe, or game day version of it. Sundering Titan. Okay. Yeah, about that. Well, that was kind of awkward. Sad part is we should have probably won this game if I would have sequenced things right. Yeah, I still think this is the right configuration. Slightly frustrating there. I think that game was infinitely winnable if I Inquisition in the right order. No. We haven't seen the right matchups for it. Atros would be something you would bring in against, like, Death Shadow, or Jund, or Blue-White Control. We haven't been playing the right matchups for it. Because so far we've played Ponza, Living End, Blue-White Spirits, Eldrazi and Taxes, and now Tron. And I'm not really interested in playing a grinding game against this particular control deck because their shit goes much bigger. Yes, I'd love to play first. Ugh. I think this has got to be a mulligan. Uh, Hand's fine, but we definitely need pressure. Yeah. I mean, this hand is fine. We can neuter their plays, but we need pressure very badly. Nope. Well, let's see what you're working with here. Repeal Oblivion Stone Expedition Map. Agreed. So it's either Expedition Map or O-Stone. They put a card on top. So I think it's Expedition Map here, but it's not great either way. So all right. Well, so I guess we get water grave here. Repeal and dismember. That's their hand. Sure. Natural Tron. Wonderful. So probably get dismembered. Or not. Yeah, O-Stone is not pretty. Hopefully they don't have like snap dismember. Okay. Ironically, Wormcoil is like their one threat we don't care about. Blow bomb in response. Okay. Yeah, that was a punt. You're right. Iona and burial rights. I just go for those two, or do I try to get like... Yeah, I just guess I go for those two. Hope to rip a discard spell, I guess. So, what are the odds they have a counterspell? Probably pretty high. Question is, how many more turns can I afford to wait for a discard spell? Guess I'll wait one more turn. Well, this has about a snowball's chance in Hades of working, but you know. Holy crap! Double Dismember, really? Wow. Hmm. Well, that was moderately disappointing. Seriously, 3 dismembers though? Huh. Well, that sucked. I don't know that we had a different line of play there. Hmm. So overall, 2 and 3. Um, so we screwed up on the path stuff. Should have pathed again in response. That would have bought us an infinite amount of time. And it's also possible with that gifts ungiven that we should have gotten some type of disruption package. Maybe like I don't know. Don't know if there's any way that we were getting out of that one with the path screw up. Of course, didn't know they had double dismember. Of course, I thought it would be counter spells. So overall, I think the deck is pretty good against mid-range and mid-range grindy opponents. Seems reasonable against other tribal aggro decks. Don't know how the burn matchup would be. Feel like there's enough disruption to make spell-based combo reasonable. Would need a little more retooling to make Living End favorable. I don't know. You still in here, Ruther? Guess not. Alright, well, 2 and 3 overall. Deck feels like it's got a lot of potential. Probably would have to test it to some more to see overall how it feels, but feels like it's pretty solid against mid-range. Probably struggles against faster aggro and over-the-top Tron-esque decks. So, kind of hard to say. Deck's okay. I don't know. It's got potential. I would say it's a little metagame dependent. I would also say that the gifts package is a little... the gifts package might be a little too cute. Or it might be something in the sideboard. Because you're trying to play a 3-color aggro mid-range deck with a combo surprise element to it, which is fine. I think they're working against each other too much. Like, most Gifts Ungiven are either like Storm or like grindy, like control or mid-range, like rock style decks. So I almost wonder if the Gifts Ungiven package is a little too cute. I mean, there are some matchups where it's great, I'm sure, but it's, I don't know, a little... It eats up some slots that could be used for interaction, and I don't know. Something you'd have to work with. I think the deck has potential. I think zombies themselves haven't been explored enough in Modern, especially with all the extra tools they've gotten. So, I don't know. It's about my thoughts on the deck so far. Would probably have to play it again some other time. The fact that I was playing it against friendly leagues as opposed to tier 1 stuff. I mean, so I saw a lot of weird decks. So, anywho, I'm going to wrap up the recording here. You get home, I'll probably still be in chat for at least a little while. So,